wine that can be made from grapes.
Yeah.
Why would you think that honey shouldn't have anywhere? Why would you think honey wine would all be the same
Exactly.
when
And
there's so much variation?
between the USA and Canada, there are over 550 meaderies available, and every possible style, level of sweetness, mix of ingredients, you name it, it's out there. Just we'll help you figure it out. Just let us know. But don't write off meat if you had one you didn't like. Trust me when I say there's one out there that you will go absolutely ape shit for.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Give those folks a try.
Excuse me. So yeah, totally.
Ryan, you quiet over there. You got anything before I call it a night?
Yeah.
Oh, no, thank you, brother. I was just giving you the floor, that's all.
Oh, thank you, kind sir.
That and loving his Percocets to help him with that darn leg of his. So it's like.
It's just too crowded for all of us to try to talk all the time when we can't see each other, and so I just get deep in the background and hang out. It's not about me tonight; it's about you, Carvin.
I'm very proud of Ryan. 2 years you've been doing this, Ryan. You said.
No, just a little over 3 years, actually.
Yeah, and every year, man, you just keep upping the bar. The things that you're doing to help people, the podcast that you're doing, get down to forums, answering questions, imparting knowledge the way that you do. Kudos to you. We expect great things from you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate the kind words.
All right. Well, I have meat to go drink and meat to go make. So.
Well, it'll be good to see you at the Major Cup, my friend.
Oh, I'm looking forward to the Major Cup. I can't wait. I can't wait. So, Robin and I'll be there. Hanging around, judging me, drinking me. So we're really looking forward to it. Once again, we got the tables here at the Major Cup to be able to support the small meaderies. That's something that's near and dear to my heart, to be able to showcase, meaderies who might not have been able to be there, and we're just helping to, give those guys some spotlight. That's all. So I'm very happy about that.
Thank you for your generosity.
Oh, you're welcome. Miss Vicky and Miss AJ.
Yeah.
Any other questions for me before I go into a meat coma?
No.
I know you said you like. I know you said you like dry traditionals, but have you got a favorite mead that anybody else makes?
Oh, geez, I have a lot.
Well, name some of them then.
I love talking to the Bloody Hoof. I love the Murdering of the Crows from Sergio.
Oh God, Murder of Crows
I treasure
is great.
that mead.
Yeah.
That's a great mead.
Did you get pecan about it?
I have that one. I haven't opened it yet.
Oh my God, it's so good.
Mike Paul's Orange Blossom is
Malia? It's called Malia. That's it's nice.
Yeah, Malia is amazing.
When I can make a mead, an Orange Blossom that good, I'm just gonna drop the mic and just walk out the line.
Yeah, I know, right? Have you had Odin? You want to talk about mic drop? Drink Odin.
Yeah, I haven't had that one yet.
But, yeah, that's only makes like 150 bottles a year. It's pretty scarce. I managed to lay my hands on a bottle of it, but yeah.
I like Fair Brothers Desire.
Yeah,
I love that one. Brad has one that he did up at B Nectar. I think it's called Necromancer.
Necromangicon. Necromangicon. That's the black pepper mango one. That's one of my favorites. That's so good.
That meat's good, and and then since I'm a session meat guy, my fridge stays stocked with Meridian High stuff. I love the fact that they got their meats in cans.
Yeah,
So I like
I do
that,
too.
and I really love the Mind of Enlightenment from Sap House. That's a really good mead. His raspberry and his coffee mead
Yeah.
are, his coffee mead is probably one of the best coffee meads that I've had in a long time. So
Yeah,
that's a really
that's a
good
good
mead. And you can't mention me without mentioning Ken as Madeline. That mead's just on another level.
Oh, Madeline is awesome, yeah. Although I'm just a Heart of Darkness girl right down the line. I mean, I love HOD. It's so good.
It goes on and on. I have a lot of mead. I know you say you got 450 bottles. I'm pretty sure I got you beat.
I'm sure you do.
I have a ton of mead. And that's not even counting my mead. That's other people's mead.
Well, yeah, no, this is just, the 450 is just other people's mead. I haven't actually got that much of my mead because I've been, not making a lot of mead for the last couple of years. So I'm just getting back into making mead for myself.
And I'm fortunate that I get to trade mead with some great mead makers. I got mead from Ryan, I got mead from David, I got some from Scott Shar, Scott out in Florida. I've had some of Jason Phelps stuff. So Michael Fry. I just had a Tupelo black currant from him that was just amazing. I think he just won something at Dahmer's for that one. But let's just goes on and on. All those meads just give me a frame of reference to what I want to be and what I want to become. When you have something that's so much better than yours, you just want to be better. And things like that make you better. And like one of my mentors, and sometimes one of the persons that I have a real friendly we're friendly competitive. Me and Jeremy Volk, so we got this little friendly rivalry going on. But to me, I still think he makes some of the best meads for a home mead maker out there. He's a wonderful mead maker. Kind of a quiet guy. He doesn't say too much on the forums, but man, he's a hell of a mead maker. So much so that I got his meads on a shelf at my house up there with my scotch. People are like, why do you have that one beer? People are like, why you got that one beer bottle up there? I was like, don't ask about it.
Shut up,
because you don't get to drink that shit. That's right. Jaden has another.
Yeah, you don't get to have it.
Jaden, who is the master of the 11th hour question, has asked, how many recipes do you think you created throughout your career, and how long have you been brewing? What got you started?
I've been around the fermentation arts ever since I was a little boy. So I would say seriously brewing, about 12, 13 years. And that means brewing beer and making mead. So, but like everything, there's been some breaks in there, work, kids, grandkids, so some of that hasn't been full time. Some of that's been 4 or 5 batches in a year. But I would say for the last 5 years, I've been hitting it pretty hard. The amount of recipes that I have, geez, I'd probably say 100 to 150. There's a lot.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Do you keep logs on everything, and if so, how?
Absolutely. I keep both electronic and I keep paper. And I keep paper because I've had more than one computer crash on me. So I always keep a paper backup of everything. And it's kind of nice, I have a little log book right by my fermenters. And, anytime I do, add nutrients or I take a gravity reading, it's just kind of nice to just have the log book right there. Because I don't always have time to go back to the computer. So, I'll just write it in a logbook and just go from there. So, I even though I own a software company, I still do a lot of my mead stuff on paper. I don't know. It's kind of like a Zen experience for me. I'm never in a rush when I'm doing my mead. Like, I don't try to do something before I go to work or whatever it may be. To me, it's a relaxing hobby. I never want to be in a rush when I'm messing around with my mead. So I'll wait till I have time, when I have time to dedicate to that, because I've found out that I make mistakes when when I rush like that, and I don't do things the way they should be done. So I treat my mead time as special time.
Yeah, it's kind of like relaxation time. I mean, when I'm working on my meads, I have a journal. I mean, like with a nice fancy cover, and just something I picked up somewhere along the way. It was on sale at Barnes and Noble or something. But I like the cover, and I bought it, and that's what I use to write down my stuff. It eventually ends up on the computer, but when I'm making my meads, it's all going down on paper, and there's like mead stains on the pages, and
yeah, samples.
Yeah, exactly, and it's and it's cool. I'm okay with it, and I'm a computer geek. My whole life is online, just like you. Carvin. I mean, it's like our whole lives are tied up in if the computers ever go down, we're screwed.
Well, people always want to know how long you've been doing something, but I like to rephrase that back to them, and so I'll leave Jaden with this. I always like to ask people, how long have you been making good mead or beer? And for me, I would say 5 to 6 years.
Yeah,
So I was out there in the wilderness. I was out there in the wilderness a lot of those times, making hot diesel alcohol, mixing it with orange juice and Coke.
Been there, done that, man. So, yeah, I'm high-fiving you digitally.
So I was making some stuff. It wasn't good stuff,
But people liked it because it got them shit-faced.
Some of the things I used to think was good, and it was scary. It's scary,
Oh, I go
every
back.
once in a while, I run across an old bottle.
I go back
I
go back in my like sort of memory tastings, of things I've made in the past, and it's, and I look back and I think, oh my God, I thought that was good, and it's the same kind of thing. And now I've got the freezer mead that's going on right now. My friends are all going, enter in the Mazer cup, and I'm going, oh no, it's not good enough. Because I'm tasting it and going, if I was judging this, I would totally diss on it. In a nice way, but I would totally diss on it. And I'm looking at it and going, okay, it needs this, and it's not got that, and it needs blah, 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 blah. And so, yeah, I mean, now I'm super critical of my meads. Because I've judged meads for, 15 years now.
Well, your name is attached to it. You take a little bit level of pride in that, when you're giving someone something, or you're sharing that passion or that hobby, your name is attached to it. So you want to make sure that, I try to make sure any mead that leaves in my house and goes to a comp, or even if I'm mailing it to a friend,
that I would be proud to share that.
World-class mead.
Exactly. It's not leaving my house unless I'm proud to share it. Okay. Hey, Jaden, who is master of the 11.5-hour questions.
In caps lock.
And in caps lock, yeah. Says, what hops do you recommend?
To make a good hopped mead or braggot.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
I try to stick with neutral hops for braggots, like something that's just gonna just give me just like great bittering. So something like Magnum. So I think that's usually what I use for braggots. I don't make a lot of braggots, but when I do, I usually use Magnum. It just gives me bitterness, and it gets out of the way.
Okay. Thank
All right,
you.
no more questions, Jaden, because I got mead to drink.
He's
and
got mead
I
to
got
drink.
barbecue
Yeah,
sitting in front of me.
he's been trying to get
And we're
out
at
of here
11.
and go eat barbecue for a while now. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna totally pin you later.